Good morning, fellas. How are we doing today? I'm gonna warn you guys, I did not sleep very well last night, okay? I clearly should have been counting some Flaffy or something because I just could not get a peep. But that's okay. You don't need too much energy to shiny hunt, I guess, but hopefully we have enough to chat and talk about what's going on in PokeMMO. There have been some crazy kind of memes on the forums and stuff recently. Maybe we'll talk about some of that, maybe we won't. Today's plans. I'm gonna go ahead and collect some of this Pokeyen because why not? I'm starting today at 50 million Pokeyen pretty exactly, which is cool to keep track of. So I'm going to collect up to like 50 and 200k. I do plan to list off some Pokemon. I have this big box called Cell Breed, right? And this is from the breeding extravaganza. I made a bunch of these Pokemon. Here's a 5x31 just sitting in here, burning a hole in my PC. I've got to list that off. I want to sell it off. I want to have actual liquid Pokeyen at my disposal, especially with possibly raids or possibly, really possibly a anniversary event, a 12th anniversary event. If that were to happen, I want maximum funds possible. So I'm going to sell some of these Pokeyen. We're going to calculate how much yen I actually get in from that. I also need to go over my mail really desperately. Guys, I can't send people mail because my mail is so full. I'm at 265 out of 250, which is obviously over maximum. So I can't send people things, which is a huge problem. Sometimes I have to do that. I have a bunch of stuff, just GTL purchases for like Shalfa hunting and stuff like that. I also have a bunch of viewers who send me a bunch of gifts so I can go through and thank them for those and maybe make some breeds for profit. And then this guy keeps sending me, he keeps spam sending me Scizors. This one's actually really good because he knows that I hate Scizor. So I mean, that's a 3x31 is very generous. I'm not gonna complain about that one. I'll take it. So yeah, a lot of sorting today and then shiny hunting. I'm at almost 25,000 encounters on my mid account and then 1,900 on the alt account. I'm at Frillish on the alt account. Really under shunted spot over in Unova, Driftvale City. ×5 hordes, shiny Jellicent and Driftvale. Beautiful shiny. Can't recommend it enough. Check it out. When is the anniversary event if we're actually on the release date? You want the actually technically? I think actually technically PokeMMO was released in like February 2012. But I don't know if it was released to the general public or there was something about like it wasn't released to the general public or it didn't really become popular at all until June. So I think that like June/July of 2012 is considered to be like the release date of PokeMMO, because I think in February like there was like less than 10 players or something from like February to June, something like that. There's some story. I'm sure someone who played back in 2012 will know a lot more than I do. I am just a 2013 noob, obviously. What's your beef with Scizor? Scizor is a very cool looking Pokemon and a very good Pokemon. A little too good in my opinion. I've been singing the praises of that Scizor is probably the most broken Pokemon in PokeMMO for quite a while. Not really broken, but just like powerful, right? I shouldn't say broken. That's a kind of a buzzword. It's probably the most powerful, and it's slowly overtaken Gardevoir. I've been saying Scizor was the most powerful, even when it was like 3rd or 4th or 5th top most played, and now it's the most played by a pretty decent margin at 41%. Scizor is just one of those Pokemon that its main strategy is, oh, it's really strong, but it has a very glaring 4x weakness, right? The problem is you can't really chip Scizor down other than exploiting its 4x weakness. And then even a Pokemon like Magnezone, which is like created to counter Scizor with Magnet Pull and Hidden Power Fire, can't kill Scizor if Scizor close combats it. If Scizor is faster or predicts the Magnezone switch in, which is pretty easy to do if you're a Scizor player versus a person with a Magnezone on his team. If you predict that switch in and you close combat, you one-shot your hardest counter in the entire game. Kind of funny to me. This is why whenever I play OU, I hate Scizor so much. It's really hard to whittle down Scizor, and there's so many things it could be doing. It could be Choice Band, U-turn, Bullet Punch, strong stuff. It could be leftovers, tanky Scizor with like Defog and utility moves. It could be Roost. It could be Swords Dance. It could be, there's so many things. Assault Gear we're seeing, like it's so powerful in so many ways, and it's hard to figure out what Scizor set they're running. I hate Scizor so much. So whenever I play OU PvP, I always run a Rotom Wash and a Magnezone on my team to be able to really directly counter it. Yeah, dude, congrats to Blank in my community got a shiny Shedinja last night and posted it in the Discord. I saw it, dude. Congratulations. Apparently you were like doing an egg hunt and you like took a small break to just like level up a few Nikita and you just got a shiny Shedinja. Very, very cool, dude. Congrats. Okay, whew. Back to actually playing the game. I sorted my mail, fellas. That felt very, very nice. I now can actually use the mail system again. I am under the maximum limit, just slightly. Okay, I have a bunch of things here that I could breed for profit. However, I want to mostly just sell stuff today, so I'm probably just going to stick to this box for the time being. I'm going to go ahead and get up my Windows, my trusty Windows calculator. So what I'm going to be doing for I don't know, a few minutes is basically just price check stuff, sell stuff off, and just see how much. This isn't like profit. Like, this is all like, I spent a bunch of money to make this money, right? And I don't remember how much I spent on this stuff. Now, I probably make, I don't know, anywhere from like 10 to a couple 100K profit per breed. Wildly depending. I don't remember how much. I'm just going to calculate how much I'm getting back from selling stuff. That does not mean I made this much profit. Keep that in mind. Probably far from it, right? It's just a fun thing to calculate. Like, hey, I had all of this Pokeyen just sitting on my PC doing nothing, and now I'm finally reclaiming it. So let's go ahead and get started with a 5x31 Vanillite. All right, fellas, Mineral A group, 5x31, lowest price. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised it's that much. Like, because it's special attack. It's not even a physical attack one. So I'm actually kind of shocked it's that much. I'm going to list mine for 440K. Hopefully that sells. After the listing fee, it is going to be like 420K. A little less than that, but meme number. We'll go ahead and start off with that. All right, for the 20th time in a stream recap, but I haven't talked about it in a long time, so it's been a while. But people are saying, hey, I heard you got a warning. Is this true? Hey, dude, I heard you got flagged. Global chat in PokeMMO is a very funny creature. They have been saying that I've been banned for the past 2 years. They've kept this joke up. You know, it's kind of impressive, to be fair, for that long consistently. Yeah, Pat was banned. I heard someone global. Yeah, people would never go on the internet and just lie. That's so weird. What a crazy thing to do. I've never been banned in PokeMMO. I've never been flagged. Not like, if it happened, obviously it would be very apparent. I stream 5 times a week. It'd be really hard to hide something like that. People love to spread misinformation online because he funny. That's really all it comes down to. If you see that in global chat, don't freak out about it. That's the daily TLDR, daily warning. This Diglet price seems ridiculous. Are people actually buying them for this? Let's check their trio. That seems too crazy. I'm gonna go 70K. Like, yeah, like, I'm sure that people do actually want the Diglets because now you want to, now people are running. So wait, I can actually show you. That'll be plus 65K on the calculator though. But ever since Arena Trap will do, yeah, plus 50K. Sure, I'll undercut it. Ever since Doug Trio, oh yeah, no, check Diglet win rate. Oh, I'm aware. Ever since Doug Trio got banned, people have been running Diglet, and Diglet has a 54% win rate in OU. That's how busted Arena Trap is. People are on the forums right now calling for an unban on Doug Trio. Meanwhile, this is happening. This absolute monstrosity. And people want Doug Trio unbanned, a strictly stronger variant of Diglet. Don't ask me. I don't know that much about PvP. I want to preface, I am not an OU player. What do I know at the end of the day, right? Like, I don't know the full context, but statistically speaking, seems kind of crazy. But there's always more context. Data doesn't tell everything usually. All right, Magnemite Alpha. This seems kind of high as well. I might just go, I'll go like 1. Actually, mine being the 31 attack is mostly irrelevant but if for whatever reason someone wants to run Explosion, that might not sell. I'll be totally honest. That's one of those listings where like I might have to relist that for like 70 to 80K or 100K, something like that. But for now I will do plus 140. Like I like to qualify whenever I list stuff. Like most stuff I list, I know when I'm listing it, like, oh, this will sell very quickly, or it's like, you know what, I'm listing this a little higher. I'm expecting to either sit on this for a while or just have it straight up not sell. And I'm trying to go for maximum profit. It depends. Sometimes I do one thing, sometimes I do the other. Depends on what the Pokemon is. For Magnemite, if you want a competitive Alpha Magnemite, there's not that many options, I guess. You have to breed with Magnemites or Dittos. But if Magnemites or Magnezone isn't in that much demand, it's not really, it's whatever. Right? So anyways, let's go ahead and check out Ursaring is up next. All right, this Ursaring probably just goes for like 40K. It's so funny. The 31 special attack, I guess. What's an alpha? Well, I don't know. They are going for a bit more, but who's gonna buy it? I'll sell this for like, I'll sell stuff like this for cheaper. I'll do this for like 80k and just see if it sells. Will be plus. Someone could flip that, or yeah, that insta sold. Someone could use that as like a really good breeder. It's just gonna be a little awkward to find the right thing. Adamant. Oh, I could have sold that for a lot. That is a great example. Oh my, that's a great. Someone yesterday left a comment on my video saying, because I flipped a Beldum of his on stream, and he was like, "Hey man, I feel a little bit embarrassed about that." And I was like, "Dude, don't feel like, no matter how long you've played the game, you make mistakes and you misprice stuff like I just did. Like there are so many things to price check on a Pokemon: nature, particles, IVs, EVs, ribbons, fuck it. Like it gets pretty crazy. Particle effects, I don't know if I said that. Special moves, egg moves, like there are so many things. Sometimes you just misprice stuff, or so like you miss something, or even sometimes you knowingly underlist something because you want it to sell a little quicker. Like there's nothing, it just happens. Like people always say like, oh, with less noobs or whatever, like you'd run out of like flipping potential. I disagree. Obviously it would lessen, it would for sure, right? But like you wouldn't. There are plenty of veteran players who list stuff knowingly that could be flipped. I do it all the time where I'm like, oh, a flipper will probably buy this. It kind of happens the same thing with like IRL business. There's a lot of business owners who are like, I'm selling this at this price. I know that a flipper might come in and buy it and sell it online, but it saves me a lot of the hassle, saves me a lot of the work. It gets my product moved faster. Like there are a lot of businesses that are okay with that in like, you know, similar situation, just in PokeMMO. I'm gonna go ahead and list this for, dude, Beldums are killer right now. 64998. Me plus 60k after the listing fee. This is a pretty easy and good list. I like this a lot. Axew, 31 attack and speed, 20 plus in all the other stats. It should be a pretty easy 8998. Pretty easy 90k. Gonna be plus 85k on the calculator. Oops, I put in a 2. Sure. All right, for this Aerodactyl, I'd probably go 70k. It has hidden ability access, but I don't think it's relevant. It's 2 times 31. I feel like it's gonna mess up my price value for hidden ability. I'm just gonna go 70k. I could even go 69, honestly. I like 69 and I like that 70k. We'll do plus 65. That should sell pretty quickly, honestly, in my opinion, with those IVs. So we'll see. Next up is a Porygon Rash Nature, 2 times 31 plus 20 plus in other stats. Looking pretty solid. Dude, Porygons fetch quite the price. So just a 31 special attack Porygon with 20 plus in every other stats around 100k. Mine's 2 times 31. It's not quite as good as these, like the speed ones. I will happily go 120 on it. I feel like that is more than fair. That'll be plus 110 or so after listing fee. So already over 1 million Pokeyen expected coming back to me, which is nice. I've had so much Pokeyen just sitting in these boxes forever. Yeah, that Porygon literally sold. Yeah, I thought that would sell. I thought that was a pretty well priced. Yeah, that makes sense. And once again, that kind of loops back to like, usually when someone, if you've been playing the game for a while, you understand like when you're listing something like, oh, like you usually understand how fast something will sell based on the price you list it for, if you've, you know, followed the economy for a long enough period of time. This is I don't think hidden ability access is relevant on Horsey. We're gonna look up Horsey with 2 times 31 and 25. It is 25 plus. Let's just do 25 plus like this and see if we can find one with 2 times 31 stats. Like this one's pretty freaking similar, but it's missing the 30 special attack. Also been up for 23 days. That's a really, really long time. So I would probably end up going like 80 to 100k on this. Once again, I've had this stuff sitting in my boxes. Actually, I feel comfortable going 100k. Yeah, I've had a lot of this stuff sitting in my boxes for a long time. So I really do just want to sell it and get it out there. But this is a really nice Horsey breeder, to be honest, and it's female. Like someone could just buy that. Yeah, like that. It just needs nature. Next up, a Alpha Eevee. What do we have on it? 3 times 31. Let's see what this goes for. So weird goal, but I really want to get a good IV shiny Furret with my OT as an HM Pokemon. That is not a weird goal at all. Like wanting an OT shiny HM friend, totally great goal. Is there a good method for shiny hunting it? Like hunts that have chances at other cool shinies. The best way to shiny hunt Sentret / Furret, I'm pretty sure by far in PokeMMO, is to just go single encounter over at... It's in Johto. I think it's just a single encounter over at Route 29 in Johto. It's like not close. It's like not even like close. I know that during winter, it's even better. I think during the winter, it's actually like a 50 or 60% chance to encounter. You have to single encounter for it, but then not during the winter. I think it's like 40%. But yeah, you should definitely go here. You think that rare / lore single encounters should be buffed? I don't think so. I think lores is what buffed them. It seems like all of those monsters are forced into egg shunts. Not, well, they should be. You don't want to remove egg shunts from the game. That becomes a really problematic thing. It destroys the Ditto economy. I think it's good. I think there should be a lot of egg hunts, especially like the rare ones, like all the starters or lore. Like, I think the way lures they are right now are fantastic. The one shunting method that I could see getting a tiny buff could be fishing, because the problem with fishing is like, fishing is much slower than singles. Fishing encounters, you get like 220 per hour versus single encounters, you get like 300, right? It's like 80 encounters less per hour, which is significant. And like, the fishing shunts are cool, and there are some good fishing shinies like Relicanth and Shelter, etc. But there's also so many fails with fishing. They take so long. And like, at that point, if you're doing 220 encounters per hour, you kind of end up being like, oh, maybe I should just like, why would I why would I fishing shunt for like a Shelter, a pretty cool shiny, when I could go egg hunt for like a Charizard? And it's like not really around this. Like, it's like fishing is in this weird spot where like it's very slow, but it's also not slow enough to be cool, like an egg hunt or Shedinja or something like that. But it's also not fast enough to be cool and respected like a single. It's like no one really wants to fish and shunt, myself included. It's always like, why would I fish and shunt when I could just do singles or eggs? Those kind of both end up being better. Okay, hilariously, EVs are one of those things. To be fair, there's not that many alpha EVs. Alpha EVs aren't rare, right? Wait, what's the base price of an alpha EV? Wait, let me get rid of all the IVs. Alpha EVs aren't rare, right? Alpha, yeah. I mean, it's decently decent. Kind of decent. EV, like these stats, look at this. So if I do 31 3 times like this, and I do alpha EV, the lowest one, there's nothing comparable, really, for 3 times. Okay, what if I do 3 times 31 with any of the stats? Okay, 98k is so cheap. I'm gonna flip that. Yeah, oh my god, plus that had like the best stats. I'm gonna flip that for sure. This one can probably go for 148k. That's probably fine. I'll do 140. Let's do 145. So this one I'll sell for 145. It's gonna be plus 140 after the fee. That EV was such a easy flip. 98k. Someone listed for this. Okay, hello. I gotta move it. Okay, there we go. How much would I flip this for? I bought it for 98k. It's 31. Here, let's get rid of this. This is a really, really good EV. That's crazy that this was this price. But like the IVs that it specifically are in are so good, and it's somewhat usable. This is just a good Flareon. Like, yeah, I bought this for 98k, by the way. I would go ahead and list this for 150, and it should sell pretty quickly. It's gonna be like a 50k profit. Super easy. We'll even add that onto the price check at a plus 140k expected coming in. Well, actually, we'll minus 100k for the spent to get an actual profit from that one at least. Someone asked if I have a video about catching Pokemon, like making catching mons for alphas, or a guide to catch alphas. I don't. Other creators do, and they can be helpful. I don't think I have a video on it. Alphas are pretty easy to catch, I feel like, but they probably do deserve a guide. Maybe I should at some point. I just use this Breloom. You can use Spinda with hidden ability access and skill swap it. It's very good for consistency. It's not needed a lot of the time, but it does make every fight a little bit easier, but it just adds more time to the fight. I really like this Breloom. Like Spore, False Swipe, Substitute Strength, Poison Heal, Toxic Orb. This guy just takes down every alpha. Like he does enough damage, he lowers their HP, he subs up to stall and gain HP. Like this is just, yeah. This Breloom pretty much catches, plus like maybe a backup Soak Spore Smeargle. Those two in combination catch all my alphas. Okay, next up is this Tropius male monster egg group. 31 like this, 3 times 31. It also has 30% attack, but I'm not gonna worry about that. 70k is the cheapest. Probably pretty comparable. It would sell pretty quickly with this. Let's check plant as well, because it is in the plant egg group. I could also check for plant. I could check special attack, because often special attack is better. Seems like it's gonna be around the same price no matter what. I'm gonna go 70. Once again, I'm underlisting this, but I don't care. Tropius is a pretty, not like, someone might be able to flip that, breed for profit, whatever. I just don't. It's fine. Yeah, it insta sold. I'm okay with that stuff like that. Like I don't want to hang on to it. It's not really going to do anything for me. It's not really that desired. If someone wants to try to hang on to it for a bit longer and flip it, you know, fair enough, right? Yo, someone got a secret shiny giraffe rig. I love shiny giraffe rig. Super underrated, wildly underhunted shiny. Getting this secret shiny at a catch event with these IVs? Dude, congrats. That is very freaking cool. Okay, this Horsey should be a pretty quick sale. Now, this actually, the double IVs on this is naive nature. Actually, the nature might up it. I'm going to go a little higher on this. The fact that it's naive, it is very likely someone would buy this for like a Garchomp breed, right? And Everstone the naive nature, have it go mixed, special attack and attack, because you want to be able to slot in like Fire Blast or something like that for Scizor. People slot in, like there are a lot of dragons that do want to go mixed, and it's naive nature, which supports that. This is one of those rare situations where having the attack and special attack does kind of affect the price. A lot of times you just kind of ignore one of the IVs and do whatever is more expensive. So there's 1.4 mil coming in. This Swablu's a pretty simple one. Dragonade Drip, 2x31. Female, though. Nothing crazy going on. It's going to be a quick 40k. Going to do plus 38 after the listing fee. Okay, I do have to point out, nobody's commented on this, so I've got to do the cringe personal flex. Has anybody noticed that... Oh, it fell. This Mountain Dew thing back here, this is a mini fridge. So I can open it up. It's got cool air, and there's sodas in here. Absolutely cooking. So I have the Mountain Dew mini fridge now set up on the stream background. All right, next up we have this Dratini with hidden ability access, 31 in the physical attack, which is super, super good. Let's go ahead and 31 attack, 20 plus in every other stat. I think I am going to do the 20 plus in special attack. I feel like it's relevant once again here because you might want to slot in Ice Beam or Fire Blast, or you can slot in something like that on Dragonite. Let's see what the cheapest Dratini 200k. It's for 3x31 though. Let's do Dragonite. That's a much more comparable. So you want to check all of them to see what you get. Now this one seems underlisted though. This might be flippable. This is definitely flippable. I love one of the best things of when you sell Pokemon for profit and you just happen to run into flips during that process. I love that shit. This Dratini doesn't go for anywhere near this, to be fair. This is double 31. This probably just goes for like 50k. I think this is a super solid 50k Dratini. Arguably less, to be totally honest. We'll see if that sells for 50. And then we're gonna go ahead and go flip this Dragonite from the OT Draven. That's misspelled, to be fair, but that's kind of neat still. Yeah, that Dratini already sold. Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I bought this Dragonite for 60k. It's not worth this much, but this is a tough Dragonite to sell, unironically. What if I were to like get rid of this? It becomes a lot cheaper, down to 80k. But I feel like that might be... Yeah, if we just do this, it's probably not that much. Yeah, so he was selling it for the double 31. That's why it was underlisted. He was selling it for the 2x31 price without any other stats involved, right? I might go ahead and list this for... I think I'm gonna go 100k on this. I bought it for 60. I think that's fair. I think it is fair. It might take a bit to sell. I think it's fair. We're gonna do plus... Well, I bought it for 60, 95. And then minus... We know that we're flipping this one, so I'll minus the 60k as well. 1.5 expected. And we are just barely chipping away. Look at all these Pokemon I still have to sell. Like, we're just barely chipping away at this box. This Tyrogue is almost so good, but the nature is so bad. Tyrogues and Hitmons are actually really, really expensive. Dude, like, look at that. There's nothing. 31 HP. Let's just do 25 plus in every stat and see. 80k is the cheapest, just for 25 plus. They do not come into the game. Like, yeah. This is hilariously probably accurate. Like, that's how messed up this is. This is hilariously probably accurate. I'm gonna go a little cheaper at 110. I probably paid a lot for these breeders. Like, it's not like I'm like making out like a bandit, but like, yeah, they just don't come into the game much. We'll do 100k added on. Like, the only way you catch Hitmons and bring good IV Hitmons into the game, I'm pretty sure they're very rare. Yeah, they're very rare at Victory Road. Very rare at a different Victory Road level, not even at the same floor. And then very rare. Yeah, they're all very rare at Victory Road and Kanto at different like floors in the cave. Alrighty, this Yanma, I brought a bunch of alpha Yanmas in the hopes that one would come out shiny because it's a beautiful Shalfa, right? The thing is, this is a weird one. What if I lower these to 20? There's not many. Oh, there's one. 3x31 for 54k. Well, now I want to flip that one. Once again, more flips, fellas. Okay, I'm going to buy the one. We're going to sell this one for 80k. So we're going to do plus 75. And then I'm going to go flip that Yanma over here for the same price, I think. I think for the exact same price. We put the PC, sell on GTL, 74.999. I'm only making like 20 or so K on that Yanma, so we'll just put that onto the calculator. All right, sorry guys, I had to put Cam down for a split second because my fiance came in, and she came in to give me this. She said that she was doing an order online, and she just saw this, and it was the only one that was super cute. And so now we have a new Pokemon plush added to the little family over here. Can you see him over here? Kind of. I can move this over, or just put him here. We'll fit him somewhere. But we got a new guy added to the family, new son. I bet that this Vanillite is pretty cheap. I think the Mineral Egg group is one of those ones that's been kind of obliterated. Yup. This is literally a 12k. Oh my goodness. Honestly, it's probably worth it to just keep this and rebreed it. That is so cheap. That one like kind of hurts. Oh man, that's like painfully cheap. What are you gonna do? I'd rather have it out of the piece, honestly, just for the space. I'm not even gonna add it to the price check. That is painfully cheap. Alphas, there's been a long discussion for a long time about alphas affecting the market, and like a year or two ago or a year and a half ago, people were saying, oh man, alphas is destroying the market, and I was like, I don't really feel that way. Let's wait and we can talk about it when it is. And I mean, even now there's a really huge debate and discussion about like, is it obviously we can see it is affecting the market in a pretty negative way, like lowering prices a lot right now, right? But it doesn't stay that way, right? So like during events, like during event season, prices all rose back to like normal at that like 40k price for like 2x31s on average, right? Even on those egg groups. When Pokemon are in high demand, prices normalize. But during off season and with the help of alphas bringing a lot more 2x31s into the market, down to 30k, 13k for a 2x31 in the middle, that's pretty brutal. That is pretty brutal. This one's pretty cool. This is a 3x31 Sunkern, modest nature. There's no females, which almost makes you want to list it for higher, but it depends. Sometimes that can make it worth more, sometimes not. As a Sunkern, I don't really think it's worth more. I'm going to go ahead and sell this for 130. We'll go ahead and add plus 120 over on the expected incoming. I'm going to call it here. Let's sell one more Pokemon and then we'll go shiny hunt. Here, this is the last mon. This is something we could sell off. This is a 4x31. 4x31 Horsey. Let's check it. Wow. This is going to end up going for like... It's a female Horsey too. Or no, it's a male Horsey. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go 299 on this. Not 30k. That could have been a huge whoopsie. So we're gonna make plus 285k just from that one list. That's so sick. So over 2 mil expected incoming in due time. I'm gonna go ahead and let this stock up. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna collect one of these and try to put myself, or one or two, I want to be back over 50 mil. There we go. 50 mil flat. We'll go ahead and call it there. Enough Pokeyen made for today, fellas. Let's go shiny hunt for fun. Okay, we can bring one shiny to flex, chat. What should that be? What do you think it should be? I actually, yeah, I'm feeling Dugtrio today. I haven't really flexed the Dugtrio much. I really like shiny Dugtrio. I think it fits the theme of being at Mount Silver and being in that cavey area. I'm here to flex. That'll be today's flex mod. I flex Shuckle and Rampardos every day. I don't flex Dugtrio, or I want to flex other Pokemon a little bit more when I have the chance. Oh shit, I did just realize my donor status wore off, so we're gonna go ahead and go grab that. You don't try and synchronize. I probably should have brought a cute charm Pokemon. Synchronize isn't as useful here because you don't know what the IVs are going to turn out with on, or if, number one, you don't know if you're going to get an Onix or a Tyranitar, and those could be different Pokemon used in different statistical ways. Obviously they both could be physical attackers. Tyranitar can also slot in special moves though. You don't know what the IVs are going to be like. I don't like going synchronize on hunts that are too wait, do I not have a donor status? I definitely... Wait, what? I definitely thought I had a donor status queued up. I trekked all this way up to Mount Silver, and now I have to... Oh no. Pain. We have to go all the way back. Shiny behind you, shiny on alt? Nope, that's just Frillish. So Frillish is a funny one to shunt on the alt, because for you guys, it's going to constantly look like a shiny. There's just male and female Frillish, and they have different colors, so it often looks like it baits you guys. So I'm not trying to, I apologize. I have to go buy a dinner status. I can't believe I forgot. Oh man. Oopsie whoopsie, fellas. What's the cheapest 30-day right now? 3.3. I guess that makes about sense. We go for it. Ah, the cash stack. I'm broke. Oh no. I will say, since I have had donor status and I've been on other people's charms for most of this hunt, we are approaching shiny rate. I think it's, what is it, 1 at 25,300 with my own donor with other charms. I popped some charms. It's 1 out of 27,000 bare minimum just with donor status the whole shunt. So we'll probably definitely reach quote unquote rate today. I've seen a lot of people asking about this recently. What do you think about Clefairy for raid? Clefairy could be good. It's possible. I will say I think it's more likely something like Chansey or Blissey would be good versus Clefairy. I understand you have Friend Guard. I get it, right? And Eviolite. Like, I understand why Clefairy is good. But I do think if we see a big tanky normal type like that, historically, Blissey and Chansey have been good during certain activities. Like during the 10th year anniversary event, the meta versus the red fight was Blissey plus Chansey plus Togekiss, right? I feel like I see all three of those mons being good before Clefairy, but it's possible. Raid's something very, very unique, so it's always possible Clefairy could be a usable mon in raids. We'll just have to see when they release. There's 25,000 encounters. Pretty clean, by the way. Not exactly, but 2501. Why is that so true, Ginger? It is really true. Like, so whenever you get your first shiny in PokeMMO hits different, but your first shiny, like, you almost don't believe they're real before you get your first one. It sounds very dumb, but I think everybody has this feeling. Ginger said, I just remember thinking they're real. Holy shit, shinies are real. I had that exact thought. That's like the best way to describe it. I don't know why. It goes to like everybody's head of like, oh, I can do this. But it's a very empowering thing. Once you like really hunt for your first, you believe you can keep doing it, and it's very, very, very cool. Did you invest in the Alpha Kanto starters? I did not. It is one of the biggest bag fumbles I've ever done in PokeMMO. I had 2 Alpha Squirtles because I did the event on 2 accounts, right? So I had 2 Alpha Squirtles during the 10th anniversary event when they came out. And I sold them both. Can you guess how much I sold my Alpha Squirtles for? 500K. And look at them now. I sold them for 500K. My reasoning was everybody knew that these would go up in value. Everybody knew that they'd probably be a decent investment. But my thought process was I didn't want to dedicate PC space to an investment because my PC space is so valuable and I really desperately need PC space for egg hunts and rare shunts. Like I needed it, right? I sold both for 500K. That's what they went for at the time. And now they're 11 mil a piece. So I lost out on this. You should never think about money like this. This is not how it goes. But like I lost out on a potential like 21 million Pokeyen, right? If I had just held for 2 years. Alpha starters are one of the craziest, like massive. You could have made out like a bandit if you invested on these. One of the best investments ever in PokeMMO. Like the most insane return for time investment ever. Like what's the percentage on that? I can't do math. 8 mil. What would be 8 mil divided by 500K, right? So it's like a 1600% increase, right? I'm not good at math. I don't know if it like, what's it called? Tax on top of or whatever. I think it's like a 1600% price increase in 2 years. That's ridiculous. That is unbelievable. You don't see that almost ever. I was really not very often, but pretty much ever. That is unheard of levels of profit. This is a good little PSA. Someone in chat just said they got a shiny Smeargle and someone immediately added them and said, do not switch out turn 1. Yes, if you switch out turn 1 against shiny Smeargle, I think it's like a guaranteed chance you lose it, or very, very, very high chance, because the Smeargle only has 1 move in the wild and it only has 1 PP. It has Sketch, right? And it only has 1 PP. So if you switch out on the turn you see, like the first turn, it sketches nothing and then it struggles. So if you switch out against shiny Smeargle on the first turn, it's going to struggle to death. So you have to click something. Click some move that won't let it hurt itself. Like you have to click a move against shiny Smeargle turn 1, or you will lose the shiny, like pretty much guaranteed. So be careful with that. Keep that in mind. It's dead. I don't know how. I swear to God. Apparently Shad's just lost his shiny Smeargle. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I would love to see if you have it recorded or a replay. Or I don't know if you switch turn 1. I don't know what... We were just talking about it. It's brutal, man. That is really, really, really sad. I'm sorry to hear it. You never deserve that no matter what, right? Like, even if you... No, that sucks to see. I guess PSA number 2 about Smeargle. I'm pretty sure when it sketches a move, it only has 5 PP on that move. So don't false swipe a Smeargle. Like, you probably should never false swipe a Smeargle. Just spore it and go for Dream Balls and Timer Balls. Or, yeah, you have to make sure... Yeah, you have to make sure your Pokemon outspeeds it. If the Smeargle outspeeds you and sketches, it'll sketch nothing. Yeah. Yeah. You've got to be careful when going for a shiny Smeargle catch. It is legitimately a Pokemon that, like, you can lose for in a lot of ways. This is something that every shiny hunter probably should do, and I don't even do this enough. But you probably should do a test catch for every shunt that you do, right? So, like, if I'm going to catch Larvitar, I should, like... I'm going to arbitrarily pick this level 66 Larvitar to, like, pretend it's shiny and, like, try to go for the catch. Yeah, do a test, like, because it's how you avoid, like, spending hundreds of hours or tens of hours and then getting that shiny and then losing it, like, from something you didn't plan for, double edge, sketch stuff. There's just so many... Pokemon is so complicated. There's just so many things to factor in. So many things could make you lose a shiny. I really do recommend doing test catches. Crochi says I would do 5 test catches on one. Yeah, and dude, even I don't test catch every shiny I hunt. I should, you know. I really recommend it. It's definitely going to save you wasting tons of hours at times, man, for you know, the 10 to 15 minutes it takes to test it. I'm at Ralts and I test catched a few times. Ralts is a very good one to test catch, just so you make sure you understand the teleport mechanics and stuff and arena trapping it, and that is a very good one to test that, dude. Yeah, so for example, at this spot, Onyx will have double edge, most likely. So I do have to play around double edge, and then Larvitar... Run from this fight. Larvitar will have to do level 65 or whatever. Hyper Beam, he can have Thrash, so you want to watch out for that confusion. So yeah, both of these mons could potentially kill themselves. That's actually true. I have to watch out for Thrash and Double Edge. Is there a way to remove the confirmation from canceling an evolution, or I just have to be vigilant and make sure I hit both? The only way you could do that would be to use the XP Reamplifier, which is basically an XP all, and then use an Everstone on top of it or whatever, if that makes sense. So it allows you to, like, basically get XP on a Pokemon, but also free up the item slot for an Everstone. That would do it. Other than that, yeah, you have to just cancel it, which is why level 100 Meowths are so expensive, because you have to just cancel the evolution every time. And if you mess up at, like, level 90 or something, you are wasting a lot of time, and a lot of Pokeyen goes down the toilet. 90, honestly, wow, level 100 Meowths are cheaper than they have been in a while. Wow, 90k is pretty cheap for this. That's a lot cheaper than what they normally are. But double 31s are going to be... Even these... What is happening? Everybody's leveling Meowths right now, I guess? Holy shit. These have gone down a lot. Level 100 Meowths used to be 300k. I don't know if that's, like, less people are paydaying and, like, more people are doing that, or, like, what the... There's probably multiple causes, but that's pretty crazy to see. Overselling probably, yeah. I would, if you're doing Meowth right now, I would switch money making methods. It's probably still fine, but there's just better methods that are gonna make you more Pokeyen per hour at that point. Fuck, that's so funny. Why is your Wigglytuff not level 100? It's level 99. I don't know. I just haven't. You know what? For the OCD boys out there, I just haven't put it into it. I have so many. I forgot about this. Wow. There you go. Boom. What do you think of this Pokemon for raids? Sorry, no, you're totally fine. I'm not doing too much, honestly, so it's fine. Eviolite Scrafty. I think Scrafty is underrated for raids. I don't think... Did I talk about him in my... I might have brought Scrafty up in my, like, top 10 Pokemon to prepare for raids, but if I didn't, I probably should have. I really like... The cool thing about Scrafty is, like, he's super bulky. You can go D-Dance or Bulk Up. Both are great. And then Eviolite, and then Drain Punch to, like, heal back his HP. And his typing is super interesting. There's no fairy types. There's no, like, 4 times against him, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I really like Scrafty. He's, like, very, very difficult to kill. Gets set up, gets very, very strong, becomes unkillable, hits pretty hard. Which he was, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Scrafty. So if Scrafty wasn't in my top 10 Pokemon to prepare for raids, he probably should have been. / good one to add in. I'm pretty sure I used Scrafty during the raids beta test, honestly. What are some underrated Pokemon you wish got more love in PokeMMO? I have a couple. Number one, Zangoose. I really like Zangoose fans. I think Zangoose should get Toxic Boost or whatever, should get its access to its hidden ability. I would love to see Shuckle get access to its ability. I would love to see just buffs in general to things like Sudowoodo. I just love a lot of these I would love to see more tiers. I always say, like, I think the main way to, like, buff Pokemon that are weak that could be good is just adding more tiers, and it gives more Pokemon a chance to shine in different you know, lower tiers, obviously. I would love to see things like Primeape, like Choice Band Primeape can actually be a menace in lower tiers. You know, things like, there's just tons of things that can be good. Kadabra has been a menace at different times, but like right now, like Alakazam is in the same tier as Kadabra, and historically Kadabra has been good in like lower tiers, but we can't really have that if Alakazam, you know, the power creep and stuff is just so rough right now. We don't have enough tiers of play to support the power creep, in my opinion. I've been advocating for adding RU/PU to the game since like 2015. I've been for a long time. I would love to one day eventually see that. Yeah, so I actually am currently working on, someone suggested me recently in a stream recap. I don't want to say the idea. I want to keep it a little bit of a secret for the time being. But if you watch my streams, you probably know. Someone suggested something, and the more and more I thought about it, the more I think it is probably the best idea I've ever heard for an update for PokeMMO. And I've already spent like 6 hours in a notepad document coming up with balancing and ideas and structure for the content. And I'm going to, this is the first time I'm going to put in like 10 to 20 hours or whatever, or more, try to really finalize and really polish this idea. And I'm going to make a suggestion box post on the forums and really try to present my first piece of content of the PokeMMO devs. They get tons of suggestions all the time, and like ideas are a lot easier to come up with than to actually implement. It's a lot harder to actually code and do the legwork and balance and all that stuff. So it's the easy part is coming up with the idea, and even that takes like a lot of time. And I want to polish it as much as possible and have it be a very, very plausible idea before presenting it to the devs. But I'm very excited. This could be like one of my biggest PokeMMO projects ever. And it's not something I've done before, and it's interesting. It's game design, so hopefully they like it. Hopefully people like it. Hopefully it at least is people see where I'm coming from. You know, I'm excited for that to eventually release one, but it'll be a while. I have a lot more plugging away to do at it. Okay, well now we're over here discussing Magma Armor shinies. So I have a Flame Body shiny, but it's a Ponyta, and I hate my Ponytas. I kind of need a shiny Slugma. Nuts. So like I feel like, should we just go hunt? I feel like we should just go switch it up for the meme. I need one for legit utility purposes, and if I get a shiny, everybody in chat can slay Slugma. Nuts. Okay, Mount Ember, Horde, Kanto. Let's head over to it. Okay, now we are here over at Slugma Nuts. We're at 3,000 encounters on the alt account and coming up on 26k on the main. Would you evolve it? I probably would. I think I do actually prefer. Both are great shinies, Slugma Nuts and Macargo. But I prefer the purple. I think I do prefer the purple over the silver, but it's really close. What are rare candy base prices at? It's a good question. I didn't realize how many rare candies I had. I forgot that I stocked up that many and got like a donation of them. They're around 16k at the moment. I've been saying for a while, I think pretty much all XP items will go up upon the release of raids, because people are going to be way more willing to like spend Pokeyen to save time to be able to jump into raids as soon as possible. So I do firmly believe that lucky eggs, XP charms, rare candies, XP candies, I think all of that stuff will go up at least to some extent when raids release. There's no way that it could. I could be wrong. Don't think this is financial advice. It's my opinion. It is very much my opinion. So please don't like make this financial decision and then go blame me when it does. It might not happen, you know. But I think that it'll happen. That's my personal. I've done this math a million times, but the way to think about it is an XP charm 100% is 70,000 Pokeyen. That means you are spending 70,000 Pokeyen to save 1 hour of your time XP training, right? That's a lot of time to save for 70k when you're able to make 300 to 600,000 per hour making Pokemon, right? People already, like, what's a good example of this? People pop legendary lures or like shiny charms. Shiny charms is a great example. Shiny charms are super expensive and they're not financially worth it, right? For shiny charms, if you pop shiny charms for an entire shiny hunt, let's not even calculate the cost of dinner status. Let's just do dinner status and shiny charms for an entire shiny hunt. Let's assume you have a 1 out of 24,300 shiny rate, right? If you divide this by 1,200 encounters per hour, not that much. Sorry, so 24,300 divided by 1,200. You do this number, this is the hours, times 250k, right? So people are spending 5 million Pokeyen just to save 6 hours if you're popping charms doing times 5 horde shiny hunting, which is ridiculously not worth it on average, versus spending 70k to save a whole hour of your time is ridiculously worth it in my opinion. Man, I will say, I remember one of the best investments I've ever made in PokeMMO. I wish that I bought more, man. I should have dumped so much Pokeyen into XP candies, man. When XP candies first came out, XP candy extra smalls, right, were 400 Pokeyen a piece. I bought like 1,000, or like, I bought a fair bit. Was it maybe not 1,000? I bought a fair bit for like 400 to 600 Pokeyen a piece. And I knew, because I saw these and I was like, oh, this is going to be the meta for Riolu shunting, because it makes it way faster, right? Yeah, these were 400 to 600 Pokeyen during the event. And you see it and you're like, oh, 500 XP, that's not very powerful. And it's not, but the power is being able to give a Pokemon the ability to level up, to evolve it at instant speed. So you don't have to go, like do any sort of wild encounters or hordes. It became meta for Riolu shunting, because for Lucario shiny hunting, because for Lucario shiny hunting and a lot of those happiness shunts, every time you breed a Lucario, it comes out as a baby Pokemon as Riolu. So you have to feed all the Riolu's berries and then give them like 1 XP candy to get them to evolve and then make it turn into a Lucario, right? So like, yeah, XP candies became meta for like so many of those rare expensive shunts. So I remember seeing that when they came out, I was like, oh yeah, these are going to be, yeah, I should have bought more. You could have made so much money, like so much money on XP candy smalls if you put like 10 mil into them. Like if you bought here, let's say you put, let's do even 1 mil. Let's say that you put 1 mil Pokeyen into XP candy smalls, right? When they were 400 a piece, let's say, right? That's 2,500 XP candies. And now they're constantly like 4 to 5k, but right now they're like 3,500, right? You would have 8 times your money. If you just had 1 mil to put in, you could have over 8 times your money. That is crazy. It was a very short term. Like it got expensive so fast. Or like you had like a month. I don't know. It got expensive after the event was over. They got expensive very, very quickly. Yeah, pretty much all of the charms except for Shiny Charm come into the game through opening sealed products. So things like XP Charms and Riches Charms are a really good example. They always drop in price. They're a very, very safe investment, honestly. A shorter term, like 6-month one. Riches Charms and XP Charms always drop in price during events, during holiday events, right? And they always go up afterwards, pretty much always. As long as people are doing gym runs, as long as people need to XP train, like these are things that will always drop in value during events, during their openings, like whatever. Like XP Charms 50% were like 5k during the last event. Like they always drop during holiday events, and then yeah, super raise up, because like they just stop being brought into the game as people stop opening product from those events. This is actually a really good question. Do you pay people to XP train? I don't. I actually level my own Pokemon, but I probably shouldn't. Like efficiency wise, it would actually be more efficient to pay other people to train my Pokemon so I can have more time to do other things. But I enjoy XP training. Like EV training and XP training is one of those like completionist, like fulfilling, like good things. Like it feels good in Pokemon in my opinion. So I do it myself. It would be better to just pay people to do it, honestly. But yeah, I kind of like the fulfillment. It's not everything is about peak efficiency. You know, it is about maximizing your enjoyment of a game, and usually that comes from a mixture of being efficient, but also doing things that you want to do. You know, I XP train my Pokemon on my alt accounts when I shunt on the main. That would probably be more efficient, like because you probably don't mind getting like XP training shinies like Donphin or Dodrio or whatever, like on your alt account as much as on your main account. You know what I'm saying? It would probably be optimal to get, but the problem is I would need full Pokedex completion done and Johto done on my alt account, which is a pain in the ass, but I'm gonna have to do it at some point, because that would probably be like hyper optimal. Being able to XP train on the alt and then shiny hunt on the main and focus on that's a lot better than just XP train on the main. That would be, I should definitely work on that at some point, but that's a lot to do. Yeah, so I did just get, okay, so Miss has asked a dev before via support request. It is confirmed that you can actually use TeamViewer. If you have like 2 devices, you can actually use TeamViewer to like basically show the client on one screen. So what I could do, instead of even needing a capture card and not having to do like the scuffed TV setup, I could do TeamViewer and like window capture that and have that on stream if the lag and stuff. I'll have to try to test that tonight. I'll have to download TeamViewer and see how that works and how good that actually looks and stuff. But that's like a really cool, that's a good option. As long as you're playing only one character per device, or 1 account per device, you should be able to, it shouldn't be against, that's interesting. I'll have to look into that tonight for sure. Anyways, that's a solid Monday stream to start off streams this week, fellas. We have a lot of streams ahead of us upcoming, and not to mention, the Team Mr. event and Safari Week, I believe, starts on the 22nd coming up. So, like, I'm going to be streaming Monday through Friday, and then actually not getting a single... We're going to be streaming from, like, every single day from now until next Friday. So, from now until the 28th is going to be a stream every single day. So... make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Make sure to like the streams if you enjoy them. Dislike if not. If I annoy you too much that day, that's okay. Subscribe if you want to see videos every single day. Streams are on YouTube and on Twitch. You can follow on Twitch for streams, usually Monday through Friday, but obviously a lot coming up. They start at 12 p.m. ET generally. Discord down below if you're interested in that. If you want to go above and beyond and support the content, if my content has been helpful to your PokeMMO journey or entertaining background content, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo do allow me to keep going. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. I will see you all later. Good luck in your shuns. Peace, Reno. Hey, thanks so much for watching the entire video all the way to the end. I really appreciate that, and I hope it was a positive asset to your day. And I also want to quickly say extra thank you to everybody whose name is on this list and goes above and beyond and allows me to do what I do. Thank you very much. Have a good one.